This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
We are joined now by Esther George. Excited that she's here. She's a certified life coach and specializing in mindset, productivity, and so much more. Awakening Your Vision. She's here today joining us to talk more about the work she's doing, how she can help you. And we're ecstatic that you chose us to be here today. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Great. I'm so happy to share and get this out into other hands of other people.
Beautiful. First and foremost, just curious, where are you from?
I'm from Ackworth, Georgia,
Beautiful.
right
But you're
outside of Atlanta.
okay. And you're working with people though all over because this is a virtual business, awakening your vision, right?
Yes, yes, it is. I do Zoom and I do person, like in person as well.
Beautiful. Well, I obviously we're going to talk more about the work that you're doing as a coach and of course helping people awaken in a sense. But I first like to get a little bit of your background if you don't mind. And I read you have I can't believe you have grandchildren, let alone children, because you look so young. Just tell me a little bit of your background, where you grew up, and a little bit about yourself if you don't mind before we start.
Oh gosh. I grew up in Athens, Georgia, and where the Bulldogs are. And let's see, I have a baby at a young age. So that's how I have grandbabies. And but it's okay. I made it through it. That's part of my story. That's part of why I like to help.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see what else. I'm so sorry. I just kind of wasn't expecting like to tell my background like at there with
No,
my with my
don't worry
background story.
about it. Well, I also want to know, well, basically a little bit about your background because how did you get started? What made you want to start helping people and help them awaken? What was your insight into, the work you're doing now?
Well, really, believe it or not, I didn't think I was qualified. Obviously, a lot of people don't whenever you
We
start
always
this.
doubt
You think,
ourselves. Yep.
yes. And I had a girlfriend that has helped me, and she became a good friend of mine, but she really was like my mentor. And
Okay.
her name is Annalisa. And she would tell me, Esther, you have such a good heart and you want to help people because that was some of why I was getting help from her because I helped too much and didn't really take care of myself. And so yeah, she told me, she said, Esther, you would be great at this. And I kept blowing her off, thinking, no, I am not going to do this. Who would want to come to me for help? But I realized really quickly that I relate to people that has been through circumstances that not somebody, that hasn't been through what I've walked through. And so anyway, in 2019, I finally was like, okay, I want to do this. Everybody I think was kind of reevaluating their life at that time and
Yeah.
saying, this is truly what I want to do. And at that time, I had a very successful cleaning business. And uh, I I just wasn't getting fulfilled with that. I'm a very organized person, so I love it to be the OCD
My
in me.
mother did that for a living, and I just have it innately in me, but my hands in the carpal tunnel kills me, but I'm a clean freak myself.
That's what kind of happened too. I was like, oh gosh, I'm not getting any younger at
Yeah.
this. So then I thought, what would I love to do? Wake up and I wouldn't have to drag me out of bed to go do. And I love to help others. I love to help, especially mothers and I anybody, if a man, woman, whatever. But mothers are very dear to me because I was a single mom. My mom was a single mom. And a lot of times we're overlooked because we carry all these baskets for everybody else and we don't really look at ourselves taking care of ourselves. And I didn't do that until my kids got older and seeing that, hey, this is a priority too.
Yeah,
For
I have
myself.
an 8 and 10 year old now. I'm a single mom. I've been putting myself on the back burner for like 10 years, and now I'm just like, wait, what am I doing? Everyone told me you still have to have the self-care, you still have to do it. And I'm just like, wait, now I'm feeling like Okay, it's time. I know you give a lot as a mother and we're supposed to, but you are supposed to put that oxygen mask on first, right? They say that, but never do it. So, yeah, I'm excited to take part in this as well. So thank you for sharing your journey, a little of your background. And if you are just tuning in, don't forget Awakening Your Vision. Esther's here to help. And we're going to talk today a little bit about the work she's doing. And I know you're really empowering individuals. So tell us a little bit about, what you're offering people. And we're going to get into three different aspects that you want to focus on as well.
Awesome. One of the things I was going to tell you also, where you're a single mom, a lot of times we think it's very selfish if we think of ourselves. And, we're supposed to just, that was just the way we were made, just to feel like we got it. We don't need help. And it's okay
Yeah.
to not be okay. So, a lot of really what helped me and my journey was my mindset. So that's where I became a mindset coach. When I love vision boards. There's so many aspects that I have been
Wow.
certified for coaching,
Mm-hmm.
but mindset is the main key. If you don't have the mindset, all the other stuff is, when you have that limited belief of mindset, you're kind of stuck. So that's one of my biggest things.
All right. Well, we are going to change that. We're going to help people with their mindsets. And clearly, that's what you're doing. And we're
Yes.
going to talk more about how you overcome those limiting beliefs and unlock that personal potential and walk us through a little bit about, how this happens and how you can work with someone like this.
Well, what I do is I tailor to, because I work with individuals, and I find out what their needs are, find out a little bit about them and say, hey, how can I help them? Because, we all come from different backgrounds and different, we don't realize our parents put a lot on us. And that's not to bash anybody's parents. I'm not into doing that. But when you know where you came from, you know how to heal yourself and get better at it. And that's one of my biggest things is whenever you find out what kind of limiting belief you have, you can work through it and say, oh, maybe everybody don't think like that. You just kind of go along with what everybody's doing. And so that's kind of where I'm coming from is I kind of tailor it to them. I do have some courses and I do have some like workbooks if somebody wanted to do it kind of by themselves and in their own little thing. But I like to work with people because you get to find out what their needs are really.
Oh, I love it. Well, it clearly, the work that you're doing is helping others. And I also want to ask about some specifics, if you don't mind sharing a story or two from someone that you've helped and, you've helped awaken in a sense, right?
Yes. Okay. So one that stands out to me the most is this beautiful young lady, and she had very low self-esteem, but she was gorgeous. But to her, she felt like she was not. And a lot of times we do that self-doubt. So I gave her a little homework to do. And one of the things was to step out of her comfort zone. And like, I remember one day I told her, I said, when you go into a convenience store, look somebody in the eye and say, smile at them. And then she did it. And then we got back in session. And then I would tell her to, because she was just that shy. She couldn't look at
Yeah.
anybody. She didn't want to, she just had that low of stuff about her, but she was absolutely gorgeous. I saw it on the outside, but she didn't see it. And you can be beautiful on the inside and outside, no matter what shape, size, color, whatever. And so the one thing that stood out to me as she came back another time and she goes, I not only smiled at him, I said, good
Ah,
morning. And it was just like, because they smiled back at her, of course. And she was so open to taking other advice because she's seen that worked. We are so much stronger than we give ourselves credit for.
we are. We are. Oh my goodness. But we all have this thing called doubt, self-doubt, and it's a weakness. Yeah. But all right, we'll get through. And I'm excited that we're here getting through this with you. And really, you mentioned mindset, right? Is there anything we could start doing now at home to start working on, mindset in a sense where what should we be doing? Because I feel like a lot of us do think I think I can, and I can't, and then they can't. But to try to change that positive mindset, right? Like it would help us.
One of the things I help with my clients also is that negative self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
I encourage them to write on the bathroom mirror, write sticky notes everywhere. And of course, to some people, they're like, I can't do that because my husband or this one, you know, don't, it's not for them. If they're not in that journey to grow, it's for you. And like I know one
Yeah.
lady, I said, just do it in your, like, where you put your makeup on and so nobody else sees it, or put it in her car to where she just sees it. And you got to have that little bit of a mindset of you got to have that encouragement
Yeah.
where you put little sticky notes. I love affirmations. And even though you don't feel like it at the time, when you do your affirmations, it kind of feels like a lie a little bit in the
So
beginning when you first
I
do it.
know.
But I love to stand, like before I came on here, I was a little nervous and I stood in
You
front of the
never know.
mirror and, was talking to myself in front of the mirror. And that's just giving a little bit of vulnerability of myself. We all have it and we all can overcome it once we kind of do that first step. So
Beautiful.
affirmations and sticky notes are my friend.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Oh my goodness. Now, growing up, I was reading, well, can you tell me a little bit about, who really inspired you in a sense and how, your own experience led you to where you are today?
Yes. One of my memories that I remember, I grew up very, very poor, very in not the best situation. And my mom signed us up for Big Sister, Little Sister. And it was one of the best experiences because I had never seen, like, she lived in this big house and she took us to the movies and bought ice cream. And I loved her so much. She was so inspiring, so friendly. She's never left my mind. I cannot remember her name, but she was very inspiring. So that's one thing I think shaped my life. And then the only man that really truly showed me love growing up was my grandpa. And
Oh,
he's obviously no longer here, but I feel like he is with me in spirit a lot of times. And I feel like he gives me a lot of guidance of things that he said to me, or I look up and I'm like, I know that was him, kind of thing. So he was an awesome man.
love it.
So
Ah, and you mentioned that your own you were able to overcome a mindset and limiting beliefs, which is something that, everyone, it comes to a different form of in your life, and some people just don't know how to grasp it. Who helped you get through this? Who trained you, if you don't mind me asking?
okay, so one of the biggest people that trained me was Bob Proctor. I don't know if you know
I've
him.
heard of him.
Yes. Now he passed away. I was one of his last classes. I
Ah,
practiced with him, or I studied with him, and I did a years long study with him, and it was all about mindset and limiting beliefs, and oh my, so much knowledge. And he actually taught me so much about our limited beliefs and our paradigm. Our paradigm shapes our reality.
yeah,
And it's so crazy how people don't understand that, and even family members to this day still are in that same limiting beliefs that we were years ago. So they have to be on their own. When they have the awakening, it has to be ready at their point, at their, what do you call it? At, it has to be their journey that that's when it's their time to do it. Not
ah,
when you try to push them, because I've tried that with family and you can't really make somebody get, oh my gosh, this is so different than what I thought my whole life.
yeah. And you
So,
also credit someone, a friend and a mentor. Did you want to discuss that?
yes. Oh my gosh. Annalisa, me and her have been friends for years. And we're the type of friends that we can go
Okay.
days, or we don't have to check up on each other all the time. But she has really believed in me before I did. And
Mm-hmm.
she saw something in me before I even thought about this. And she's like, Esther, you're always helping people. You're always giving advice. You're always, this and that. So she goes, and I was very aware of, like, a reflection, like self-reflection on myself whenever I would make a mistake or do something. I'm like, oh, that wasn't the best of doing, how I handled that or whatever. So she was so good on mentoring me that Annalisa old too, I'm probably saying her name wrong. Um, she has her coaching business is Ask Annalisa. And she's wonderful as well. She
Um,
focuses more on relationships. Um, and I do more of the mindset.
Beautiful, amazing, great to hear that because we all have someone that we need to credit, be thankful for, be grateful for, and wow, we still have 7 more minutes left in the show. So let me ask, what else do you want to talk
Okay,
about?
okay,
We have a lot.
okay. Let's see what's been going on. Oh, let me tell you, I have some exciting news that's coming up. And about, let's see, the end of June,
Oh,
I will have an app coming out, Awakening Your Vision. And
ooh,
I'm so excited because it's going to be able to track habits. It's going to be able to help you overcome some of the limiting beliefs. And I have dreamed of doing an app for even before I even understood the app. So now is like amazing. So that's something to look forward to.
oh my goodness, that's
End of
exciting.
June. Yes. Yeah, I'm so excited about it.
Oh
So I'm
my,
working on that, kind of giving, what I want in it to actually help. And I'm taking it from like my customers are saying, hey, this is where I struggle and this is where I need help. Because, I can't be with everybody all the time. An app, you can be with somebody in the palm of their hand.
beautiful. I love this app. So when is it coming out?
The end of June
Okay.
is when I am launching it, and I'm so excited.
As you should be.
And
This is
it's
exciting.
it's just going to be called the same as my name. This name actually has been um, God put it on my heart to awakening your vision because that's exactly what happened to me. I literally I went through a divorce, moved to the beach, bought a Mustang, and it was so healing. Things I did I didn't think I could ever do.
Wow.
And yeah, so literally that's what I had happen to me like in '09. That's when that happened.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
what would you say to people out there who are going through something? We're all going through struggles of some sort, right? And about their potential, because it's kind of hard to bring someone in who's not willing, who doesn't know, who's nervous, who's got those walls up and blocks up.
hmm I would suggest if it's you personally that needs the help, that's where you need to surround yourself with people that are like-minded like you. It's hard to be around people that are negative or limiting beliefs, and you're trying to get yourself in a different spot. Listen to positive music. Music is my love language. It's amazing the music you listen to will affect your mood. If you
Oh,
think about it, you can listen to a song and it will take you back to a place, whether it's good or bad, it will take you back to a place. So just surround yourself with good thoughts. Um, you have to do the work. I do offer a free 30-minute assessment to see if we're a good fit. And if you're not a good fit with me, that's okay. I help guide you into somebody, hey, this person may be a better fit for you, or lead you in the right direction of where you need to go if you're really wanting to make a change in your life.
we could do it and we can get through it. And let me ask you, when you're working with someone in a sense as a coach, is there certain, how long do you work with them for? Is there different packages, different, time frames, or is it individual for everything?
I do have like a 12-week package and I have a 6-week package. I do like to work with them at least 6 weeks. Now we can do one session or, a couple sessions, but for the most part, to really get the impact of helping you make change and lasting change, you really need that special, intense, contact. And we usually meet once a week for an hour. And, it literally shapes your mind. So that's what I'm excited about.
Beautiful. And I know here, I just wanted to mention, before we kind of close out, a little bit about your inspirational quote or words of encouragement you want to give our listeners and viewers here about following their dreams.
Yes, one of my favorites. I mean, this has been my favorite for many years, even before I knew anything about this inspirational or vision or whatever. And it was every leap forward comes with one clear decision. I'm sorry. The reason why I kind of stumbled on that is I was thinking every day, because I wanted to make generational change with my children. From what I grew up, I wanted them to have so much difference. And I also used to tell them every day when I would drop them off to school or they'd leave for schools to make good choices, because you don't know, but you're one decision away from a better life. You don't realize we make choices, and a lot of people look at it like, oh, this happened to me or that happened to me. But if you really look back, it's the decisions you made in your life that got you in that situation. And, whether it be your fault or not, it's still, you can get out of it just as quick with a different decision, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you say like life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. That was from Albert Einstein, right?
Yes. And the thing about that is, okay, the thing I love about that quote is, sometimes we get off balance or we're not perfect here. And, where I am OCD and want everything to be perfect, you got to remember it's not going to be perfect. Life is not perfect. We're thrown things all the time. You just got to keep going and it'll work out. So I love that.
Thank you. Pleasure having you here, Esther George. Thank you so much for your time and for giving us your backstory and for all the work you're doing to help so many. I appreciate it.
Thank you. See you guys next time.
You got it. And now tell us how we can reach out to you, please. Phone number, website, email.
Okay, my phone number is 404-556-8785. And it's just basically, you can find me on most of the social medias. It's Awakening Your Vision. And then your is you are instead of the whole word. And all you have to do is punch that in, or just do Esther George and you'll find me.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank
you have a
you.
fantastic day. Pleasure getting to know you and looking forward to seeing you next time. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.